Hey everybody, just figured I'd keep it going with these little intro videos that I'm doing. So this one's going to be on a little overview of the Avalanche wallet. This you'll need to be able to use if you're going to do cross-chain transfers. Yeah, so let's just dig into it. I'll explain it as I go here, and fumble through it. I've done this a few times, but yeah, it's always good to watch someone go through it and see them, yeah, make it happen. So here we go. So first off, I clicked that before I wanted to, but yeah, wallet.avax.network is the website you want to go to create your wallet. You will basically go in, create your new wallet. I'm going to do the thing that you're never supposed to do and just cut and paste because I'm not going to be using this wallet. I will be deleting it after the fact. So yeah, I'm going to cut and paste that phrase there, but you should write this down and keep it in a safe spot for future where no one can get it because this gives whoever has these words access to your funds. Okay, so let's do that. Access wallet. Oh, now we got to fill it in. So I am going to go and do that. Okay, verify. All right. So now we've proved that we know our phrase, so we're going to access the wallet and get in there. All right, so this is kind of the UI of the wallet. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of people get hung up on these three different chains, but as you'll see, it's really not that big of a deal. Basically, a quick little run through is X chain. How I remember it is the exchange chain. So it used to be that Binance, which was the main centralized exchange that you needed to use for Avalanche, only dealt with X chain. Now they have C chain, so that simplifies a little bit. But it's really not that big of a deal if you bring it over in the X and then transfer to the C, which I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, so this basically is the exchange chain. That's one way to think about it. The platform chain, which is basically when you stake your Avalanche tokens, you want it to be on the P chain, the platform chain, and then the C chain. So all the smart contracts and DeFi, MetaMask, everything like that operates on the C chain. So they've broken it up into three chains. A lot of people get hung up on this, and it's hard coming from a single chain crypto like Ethereum, um, but it's really not that big of a deal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go through all of these and show you what this is all about and go through the UI. So here we go. As you can see, there are three chains here, three letters here. These letters correspond to your wallet's addresses on the three chains. So you can't use your X chain address in MetaMask to send to this wallet from MetaMask. So that's what you need to keep in the back of your head. You always need to be on the C chain address to send and receive from MetaMask or other DeFi wallets. The P chain, I've never sent anything. I've never used this address. I guess you could use this address when you're in the earning. Um, and when you delegate, I believe you can have the rewards sent to a different P chain address. But that maybe we'll dig into another video. But that we're not going to cover that today. So, anyways, yep, three chains, three addresses. That's what you need to remember. And the C chain is what you're going to be using the most. That's what I use the most. When it first came out last like a year ago, it was all X chain because that's what there was. Anyways, so C chain portfolio shows you everything in here. If you have collectibles, show it in there. Yeah, so next tab here, send. So the send tab, you can either go X or C. So if you want to transfer on the X chain, so say you are transferring to the X chain wallet on Binance, for say, you would use X chain. You would type in the address, the X chain address on the centralized exchange, type in what you want, confirm, send. There you go. And same thing with the C, but you just have to use the C chain address to wherever you're sending it. And when you look at MetaMask, there's no difference. They don't differentiate the X and the C. It's just all C. So it's not going to say your C chain address. It's your MetaMask address, and it is on the C chain. So that's that. This is sending assets from one wallet to another. You can send to another Avalanche wallet. You can send to MetaMask. You can send wherever, as long as it's a Avalanche compatible wallet. All right, next one's cross chain transfers. This is where some people get hung up, but not a big deal. You can basically send from the X, P, or C to the P or the C. Now, you only really need to do this if you're bringing it in from a exchange or wallet that has it on the X chain and you need it on the C chain. You also need to do it when you want to stake your coins because you need to be on the P chain to do that. So you kind of go back and forth. This is where that happens. It's really fast, really cheap. 0.002, not a big deal to do. So yeah, that's this cross chain. And I'm just going to run through it this video and then probably make a video of actually doing some transactions. So say you had some on the X chain and you wanted to send to MetaMask, you would have to do this. You would type in whatever you wanted there, send it over, and then when you come to here, it would be in your C chain and it would show up here as on your C chain, which then you could send from the C chain to MetaMask. Okay. Earn. So this is for tokens on the P chain. So platform chain, you need 2,000 Avalanche tokens to be a validator. I've heard that they're lowering this because the price of the token has skyrocketed, so they want to make it a bit more accessible. This was back when things were like sub $10 is when they decided this. I believe this is changing, but it hasn't yet. You need to have at least 25 to delegate. And yeah, I haven't cross-chain transfer. So this will just take you to the cross-chain transfer page. And then this will show you estimated rewards of tokens that you're staking. The one thing to note when you do delegate in this ecosystem is you have to lock your tokens. So it doesn't matter how long you lock them for. I've locked them for 2 weeks. I've locked them for a month. It seems to be a linear relationship to days staked and the number that you're delegating. So basically, if say you're staking 100 Avalanche tokens for 2 weeks versus 100 Avalanche tokens in 4 weeks, you will just get double the rewards in 4 weeks. It doesn't change. And I've tried that a few times with a few different values, and it seems to be true. So yeah, I typically do it in minimal intervals because I don't like having my liquidity locked up. And you're getting steady rewards, so you just have to be on it. You just keep delegating if you want to, but yeah, just don't lock in your tokens for too long, because you never know what might come up. This space moves so fast. You could want liquidity for some project or some IDO or some IFO or who knows what, and you'll be kicking yourself if you got a couple hundred Avalanche tokens locked up to get the rewards. So just keep that in mind. Studio, this is where you can create collectibles. I believe this is all on the X chain. I don't believe you can create collectibles on the C chain through the studio. So just keep that in mind. Activity, brand new wallet obviously, so no transactions found. This will show you everything that you've done. Manage your keys. This is your private key that references your tokens that are located on the blockchain. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And then advanced chain import. If you have funds stuck in a failed chain transfer, oh yes, and I've had this happen to me before. So I had to go in here, and I forget which. I think I was transferring to the C chain and it got hung up. So I came in here and hit import C, and it came back. It was fine. The transaction happened. So yeah, I've only had to use this once in a year, so pretty good. Anything else to go over here? Just make sure you're connected to the mainnet up here. You could also be connected to the Fuji testnet. This is basically, you could run through and test some things. You need to get testnet tokens from the faucet, which maybe I'll do that next video. Is I'll run through that. I'll do some testnet transactions. Okay, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Any questions or comments? Shoot them down below. Another unedited, uncut, raw video. Hope you enjoyed.